The Hate Game by King Ice. Only chapter. That explains so much, Applejack exclaimed as Fluttershy blushed embarrassingly. To think that this is what you hate the most in the world. Oh dear, it really puts some things into perspective, Rarity added, making Pinkie nod frantically.
Seriously, this literally changes my entire interpretation of your character. I'm sure glad we got to hear it,
the pink pony shouted.
My hate for failed stunts seems a bit silly in comparison,
Rainbow Dash mumbled.
Good, because I will never speak of this ever again,
Fluttershy assured them softly. This wasn't their first sleepover, and this wasn't their first time playing a few games to have some fun. It wasn't even their first sleepover in Twilight's castle. However, tonight they embarked on something novel, which was Applejack's idea. Talk about the things they hated the most in the world. They realized that even if they knew each other by heart, they were never really aware of what they hated the most or what made them the most afraid.
What about you, Twilight? What do you hate the most?
Rarity inquired as Twilight hummed and sawed.
Let me guess. Being late?
Rainbow Dash tried to guess.
Don't you mean tardy?
Pinkie interjected while chuckling.
No, it's nothing like that. Although these are still pretty bad. I would say mosquitoes,
Twilight revealed as they all seemed quite taken aback. Mosquitoes? I wasn't expecting that from you, Applejack replied, making Twilight raise an eyebrow.
Why are you all so weirded out by it? You accepted Fluttershy's answer much more easily,
Twilight retorted in annoyance.
Yes, but it makes so much sense for her when you think about it,
Pinkie argued while Rarity tilted her head, still wrapping her head around this.
You have to understand us, darling. With everything we've lived through, mosquitoes just seem like a mild inconvenience,
she explained as Twilight snapped her eyes open in shock.
Mild inconvenience? Mild inconvenience? Are you crazy?
She shouted, making the unicorn step back in surprise. Alright, let's calm down. Applejack attempted to ease the tension, unsuccessfully.
Do you know what it's like to spend every summer with your windows closed, Rarity? To keep them closed even if the scorching heat is about to fry your brain, all because you live in fear?
Twilight questioned while Rarity's eyes wandered around the room, looking for support, only to be met with shrugs.
No,
she hesitantly answered.
Of course you don't, because then you would understand. Every day I live in fear because I'm afraid. I'm afraid that one of those things came in somehow. And those little bastards are smart. Once they're inside, they hide like cowards. They give you a sense of security,
Twilight told them with shaking legs as she stepped back, giving the other unicorn some space.
And it works every darn time. I always make the same mistakes over and over again. So after I spent the whole day searching for them and guarding my home, I see the sunset and tell myself, maybe none of them managed to enter. That's right. Just keep the windows closed and you'll sleep peacefully,
she continued, her voice getting quieter.
You think you're safe and that you can have a good night's rest. Then you hear them. Oh yes, because they are never alone. Every time you kill one of them, another will appear. Are we still talking about mosquitoes?
Rainbow Dash asked out loud before immediately closing her mouth when Twilight's glare met her eyes.
So, as I was saying, you close your eyes, ready to drift to Luna's realm of dreams, and one of them comes right for your ear. They could bite you and then be done with it, but no! They want to let you know they're here. They want to see you struggle. They want to see you fight for your life.
I feel like you could just ignore them,
Fluttershy whispered as the alicorn snapped her head towards the Pegasus.
Ignore them? There's no way I can do that. The second I close my eyes, bzzz, then I look for it everywhere, and nope, can't find it. So I go back to bed and bzzz, bzzz.
Twilight began making mosquito noises while flying around, her friends witnessing all of it.
They're doing this to taunt me, and it works! At 4 a.m., I'm still trying to find every single one of them and dispose of those useless parasites!
She shouted, making Fluttershy gasp.
They play mind games, and they're even better than Discord! I'm not even joking! If we had faced mosquitoes instead of Discord that first time, then we would have straight up lost! They're merciless, mindless beasts thirsting for our blood!
She screamed, breathing heavily while her friends looked at each other, unsure of how to respond.
Okay, I guess you really hate mosquitoes, huh? But
Rainbow Dash started before being abruptly cut off by the princess's voice.
no buts! Listen very carefully. There is nothing in this world that would bring me more joy or pleasure than to eradicate every single mosquito in the world. I don't care if they're important for the ecosystem or something. In fact, I would happily sacrifice the world if it got me to listen to their agonizing screams and if they begged me for mercy.
She assured them with a low, threatening voice. The others remained seated, with their eyes wide and their jaws on the floor, unable to form a response. Fluttershy simply fainted, having never heard of such hate for such small creatures.
You know what? You girls gave me a great idea. I'll talk to Princess Celestia right away and make her start a crusade against those monsters.
Twilight decided before teleporting away and leaving her friends behind.
Well, that happened.
Rainbow Dash said while the others stayed silent.
So, any pony wants to play Uno?
Pinkie suggested as she pulled a game of Uno out of literally nowhere.
I have the adult version!
She added while giggling. Author's note. Try to guess why and when I decided to write this.
We here at Pony&Wolf Productions thank these amazing patrons of ours for their monthly support, without which all of this would not be possible. We sincerely appreciate it, and every dollar helps, is needed, and will be used to keep us going to produce audiobooks for your continued enjoyment. It is, now more than ever, important that you support your favorite creators if possible, due to YouTube changing in a way that is not very friendly to content creators. Especially small content creators, like us. In recent months, the names you see on screen have enabled Midnight and Visual Pony to keep going and only having to sell off part of their belongings to not end up on the street. As an incentive for everyone, Visual Pony has broken a vow and has promised to read and record Fallout Equestria, Murky number 7, should the monthly support reach $1,500. To be clear, this is the absolute minimum amount needed to keep the apartment and all bills paid without starving, while a production of this size is ongoing. The estimated time for this production would be 3 to 4 years, but people already said that Project Horizons was impossible to do, right? And now look who did it, so with Pony&Wolf, you know we can finish the job. For further information on how to support us, please have a look at the description of this video, as there are also other ways, like our merch store. Sincerely and forever yours, your Pony&Wolf team.